Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Chat and More. And if you're here for the very first time, welcome. This is an impromptu thing. This was not scheduled. Let's chat about Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Let's talk about, there are the big three, which is Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. Conspiracy trifecta, what's up? What's up? I'm pretty good. This is live impromptu. Let's talk about Michael and Jason. If you want to talk about Freddy as well, we can. The big three, Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Conspiracy trifecta says, brave of you to stream on Super Bowl night. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. I've forgotten. I'm here in the UK. It's not a big deal over here. Joe Shipley, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him and another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized what was lying behind those boys' eyes was purely and simply evil. Love that, Joe Shipley. Love it. Conspiracy trifecta. We'll be watching both. The Super Bowl. Who's in it this year? I don't even know. Conspiracy trifecta says, I was so sad last night's stream ended. You were so funny towards the end. What do you mean, the last one? I did 3 last night. Do you mean the one that went on for 4 hours? But thank you anyway, whichever one you mean. Thank you, Conspiracy. Damn near, Conspiracy trifecta, damn near in tears laughing. Which one? I'm so curious now. Which one do you mean? Do you mean the last one that went on for 4 hours? Joe Shipley, great job. What do you mean, Sam Loomis? If you do, thank you. Conspiracy trifecta. It's the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs. Okay. Yeah, it's not big here in the UK. I want to be an American football fan. I really do. I want to be a baseball fan. I do like the NBA. And my NBA team are the Spurs. San Antonio Spurs. Conspiracy trifecta. The last one. Oh, the 4-hour one. Was I really that funny? I mean, thank you. I really appreciate it. I haven't gone back and looked at it that much. I've had a little look at the quality of the stream. But thank you, Conspiracy. Damn near in tears laughing. I can't even remember what I said. Thanks a lot. Yeah, if I'm going to watch basketball, I will support the Spurs, San Antonio. San Antonio Spurs. I do think it's funny how the viewership goes from 2 to 1 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 3. It's weird. Conspiracy trifecta says, you must have been a little drunk or something, but I thought you were hilarious. Well, thanks very much, Conspiracy trifecta. Yeah, I mean, when you think that one video went on for 4 hours, and there were 2 before that, the quiz questions. I know I did more quizzes in the last one. But yeah, there were 2 before that, and they went on for about an hour and 50. So yeah, so 4, 5. I was on live for about 6, 7 hours last night. So by the end of it, by the time it came to the 4-hour one, yeah, I could have been a little drunk. I could have been a little bit tipsy. But I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Conspiracy Trifecta. I'm so glad you enjoyed the streams, and especially the last one, by the sounds of it. Yeah, let's talk about Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. Yeah, we can talk about other stuff, but I called this video Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. You never know. The Conspiracy Trifecta says the logic comment made me burst. The logic. Oh, you must be talking about the Friday the 13th Part 4 syndrome. Yeah. I call it a syndrome from now on. If people don't get it, they don't get it. The logic. Yeah. Conspiracy Trifecta. What's your favorite timeline for each series? Great question, Conspiracy. Great question. Hard to answer, but a great question. What's your favorite timeline? Now, okay, it's not Friday the 13th. I can rule that one out because no matter how many times people tell me the timeline in Friday the 13th is consistent, it's not. Not at all. Not if you watch them back to back. And if you know your Friday the 13th history, the consistency in the Friday timeline is awful. It's absolutely dreadful. Listen to the speech the boyfriend gives to the girlfriend in Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And he says, about 30 years ago, 30 years ago. Well, with that logic, with that logic, no, the boy did not drown 30 years ago. And even if he did, the timeline is wrong anyway. Halloween. Let's see. My favorite timeline could be Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yep. The Freddy one, the Nightmare on Elm Street timeline, is pretty cool too. I do think it's funny though how when Nancy comes back in Nightmare 3, she looks so much older and she has that weird gray streak in her hair. Favorite timeline. For each, okay, Conspiracy Trifecta, what's your favorite timeline for each series? Okay, my favorite timeline would have to be the Freddy movies. Then Halloween, and then Friday the 13th part, whatever. Halloween would, yeah. My favorite timeline, consistency, would probably be a Nightmare on Elm Street. Conspiracy Trifecta says, believe it or not, I'm a big fan of Part 8. You know what? I was talking to Daddy TV about this, and I think David Wyatt, welcome to the chat, David. Sup, Rich? Sup, David? Yeah, I was talking to Daddy TV about Friday the 13th, 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Sometimes I think I'm really harsh, and I think a lot of YouTubers are when it comes to Friday the 13th, 7 and 8, because really they're not that bad. They're not great movies, but they're not that bad. It's like my first video I ever did here on Movie Chat More was all about Halloween 5. Is it that bad? Not to me. Not to me at all. But I like Friday 8. But when it comes to my favorites, I mean, my favorite is part 4. I love part 5. Not a popular opinion, I know. Friday 6, um, 2, 3, 7, and 8 do come low on the list for me. But they're popcorn movies. It's not. We're not talking about Citizen Kane. We're not. We're not. Somebody should tell some of these YouTubers. We're not talking. We're not talking about Citizen Kane. We're not talking about Ben-Hur, both movies of which I can't stand. But they're, they're popcorn movies, you know. Conspiracy Trifecta says I like it way more than part 4, 5, and 6. Oh well, there you go. Jason Takes Manhattan. My favorite is part 4, and my favorite Jason is Ted White from part 4. But that's the way it is. See, I mean, yeah. I mean, Jason 8, yeah, Jason Takes Manhattan. If the budget had been bigger and they could spend more money, it would have been a lot better because the majority of that movie takes place on a ferry, where, as you know, being a massive fan of the movie, you know that. But I don't mind it. I really don't. I, I mean, I have it twice. I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. I really don't mind part 8. I prefer part 7. I think. Yeah, the girl with the telekinesis. I don't mind part 8 at all. Conspiracy Trifecta. My favorite Friday films are 1, part 3, Richard Brooker. Yeah. Part 2, Steve Dash and Warrington Gillette. Part 2, 3, and part 8. Okay, let me read that one more time. Conspiracy Trifecta. My favorite Friday films are 1, part 3, 2, part 2, 3, part 8. Okay, so your favorite ones are 1, 3, 2, and part 8. I'm not quite sure what you mean with the part 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, part 8. Conspiracy Trifecta should have been called something like Jason Takes a Boat, and New York could have been a surprise at the end. Well, you know, Decker's Shadow, such a funny, sarcastic son of a bitch. Decker's Shadow. Yep. Jason Takes a Ferry. I think that's what he dubbed part 8. Jason Takes a Ferry. Decker's Shadow is just so funny. Message retracted. Conspiracy. Okay. Yeah, I just thought I'd jump on tonight and have a Halloween chat, Freddy chat, Jason Voorhees chat. Conspiracy Trifecta says number one spot. Excuse me. 3. Okay, your favorite is number 3, Friday the 13th. Yeah. Number 2 spot is 2, Friday the 13th Part 2. Number 3 spot is Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Takes a Ferry. Okay, so your favorite conspiracy is 3. I like 3. And then your second favorite is part 2. And your third favorite is part 8. That's interesting because you don't have 4 or 6 in there. And 5. I love 5. David White, not a big Fred head. I'm not either. I did the other night watch Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 3. Number 2, yeah, Freddy looks great in number 2, but the movie's not that great. The original Elm Street is fucking brilliant, and Dream Warriors, part 3, I really enjoyed. Part 2 is. I was asked once if you were to have a marathon of your favorite Freddy movies, not including Freddy versus Jason, what would it be? And not including the remake. And my answer to that is 1, 3, and New Nightmare. David White, I agree with your title trifecta. Okay. Conspiracy trifecta, the gay nightmare. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Friday the 13th, part 7? You don't think I've heard that before? I've heard that. Conspiracy trifecta. Haven't seen New Nightmare yet. Where's Craven's New Nightmare? Oh, conspiracy trifecta. You got to see it, my friend. I mean, yeah, the next time I watch a Freddy movie will be Freddy 4. But I want to carry on. I will not watch, well, I'm not sure. Freddy 6, the final nightmare, whatever. Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. God, that's a shit show of a movie. Freddy's Dead. But I guess if I'm going to go through all of the remake, or all the remakes, yeah, I'm going to watch the remake as well. I have it on Blu-ray. I've seen it once and fell asleep. But yeah, I will. I'm going to have to watch Freddy's Dead and put myself through that torture. But yeah, if you haven't seen New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, it's good shit. Conspiracy Trifecta says, heard it's meta. You're going to have to elaborate on that one, Conspiracy. I'm not sure what you mean, my friend. Heard it's meta. David White says, technically, Ghostface should be in the leading 3. Well, the reason he's not, David, is Ghostface is somebody new every time. So you got Billy Loomis and Stu, and yeah, you got Billy's mother and all the others. Yeah, you got the long lost brother in part 3, and part 4. Don't even get me started on Scream part 4. Scream 4, absolute trash. But that's why, David, I don't think Ghostface is in there, because it's somebody different every time. It's not Michael Myers. It's not Freddy Krueger. It's not Jason Voorhees. It's not Chucky. It's someone new every time. But I love Scream. I love the original Scream. I like Scream 2. I like Scream 3. Scream 4. And that's why I'm dreading what they're going to do with Scream 5. And now we don't have Mr. Craven anymore. Well, what's going to happen? What do we do? David Wyatt says, it is very meta. It's not even a Nightmare on Elm Street movie already. What does meta mean again, guys? What does meta mean again? I've heard it. Conspiracy Trifecta, did you check out the Dr. Wolfula video I suggested? Not yet, but it's on the list. I still haven't checked out the Kid Rock song. I meant Dr. Wolfula, I meant to check that out today, but my mind was just elsewhere. And I mean that. today. I mean that. Conspiracy Trifecta says there is no Ghostface. What? Like, it's a different person every time? If that's what you mean, I agree. Conspiracy Trifecta says Scream 5 seems like it has a lot of potential. It does. It can. It can. Scream, I think when it comes to Scream 5, the only way is up. Because Scream 4, in my humble opinion, was a pile of trash. There's a video, there's, I think, one or two, I think it's just one video on my channel when I talk about Scream 4 and why the whole movie makes no fucking sense. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Scream 5 does have potential, but I'm keeping my expectations low on Scream 5. I'm keeping my expectations low. Because when I went to see Scream 4 in, what was that, 2011, I think? 2011, I think Scream 4 came out, and my expectations were so high. And when your expectations are so high about a movie, there's only one place to go, and that's down. So when it comes to Scream 5, I'm going to watch it, hopefully at the cinema, hopefully. And my expectations are down here, right down here, because that is where Scream 4 put me. Conspiracy Trifecta says, making or showing awareness or reference to oneself or to the activity that is taking place, especially in an ironic or comic way. Or meta. Meta means that? I knew I'd heard of it. making or showing awareness or reference to oneself or the activity that is taking place, especially in our, yeah, what do you have? That's Scream. Yeah. Now, yeah, I know I know where you guys are coming from. Yeah. Scream is that. Scream is not a spoof. Scream, the original Scream is not Scary Movie. Yeah, I know originally Scream was going to be called Scary Movie. Thank God it wasn't. So meta, yeah, Scream is not a spoof. It's a horror movie with comedy elements. Conspiracy Trifecta, Ghostface is just an alias. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ghostface, I couldn't. I mean, I've got the tattoo. I had that done just after Wes Craven passed away. But, in memory of good old Wes. But yeah, I could not. I mean, they talk about the Mount Rushmore, the Mount Rushmore of horror villains. I could not put Ghostface in there because it's somebody new all the time. David White says it's meta because in New Nightmare, the Elm Street movies are just movies. Yep. And the actors are getting killed by a demon that's taken the form of Freddy. Okay, it's meta because yeah, okay, yeah. Very much like Wes Craven's Scream, yeah? In a way. From a certain point of view. I agree, David. Conspiracy Trifecta, Scream is also meta. Yeah, Scream is. I mean, very detailed. But yeah, it's not. Scream is not a spoof. Scary Movie is a spoof. Scream is not. Scream is a horror movie with comedies. David White says, New Nightmare and Scream are similar. I don't see that, David. I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from, David. But I don't see it the way you see it. I don't think New Nightmare has any element of comedy in it at all. That Scream does. Conspiracy trifecta. It's spoof-ish. What, Scream? Yeah, spoof-ish, but it's not a spoof. It's a horror with comedy elements. Conspiracy trifecta says it's self-aware. It is. It's very self-aware. Doesn't take itself very serious. Now that's the difference with New Nightmare. New Nightmare took itself very seriously, I think. Scream did not. Scream was holding up a mirror to the genre. But very self-aware, yeah, that was the point. New Nightmare was a dry run, really, for Wes Craven's Scream. David Wyatt says, technically, the only real Ghostface is Rowan, while Sidney's brother, yeah? The puppet master of the entire thing. I was not a fan of that, but I can live with it. I wouldn't have done that. I mean, if you want to, technically the only real Ghostface is Rowan. Well, he was the puppet master, and Scream 3 is canon. So in a way, David, you're right. I can't think of it that way. I mean, the real puppet master is Roger Jackson, is it not? Was it Roger Jackson on the phone? The voice? The real puppet master is Roger Jackson. But I know what you mean, David. David White says, well, technically, Jason has also been used as an alias. What do you mean, like Jason 5? Nightmare. Friday the 13th, Part 5? Is that what you mean, David? Conspiracy trifecta. Which atmosphere do you like the most when it comes to Halloween movies? Halloween 4. Easy. Halloween 4. I've always said, I mean, my favorite Halloween movie is 1978. But sometimes I think, is it? And I think maybe it's Halloween 4. But no, my favorite is Halloween. But when it comes to the atmosphere and the season, the autumn, the fall, as you guys say in the USA, the fall season is fantastic in Halloween 4. Far better than it is in any other Halloween movie. Halloween 6 was quite good at that. But Halloween 4, in my opinion, the best. David White says, yeah, but it's supposed to be them with voice changes. Yeah, I'm just kidding around. When I said Roger, is it Roger Jackson? I think it is. Yeah, I'm just kidding. David White says, no disrespect, but Elias is pronounced alias. Alias. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Alias. I said Elias. Alias. But yeah, if you're talking about, you know, Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, of course, it was Roy. Conspiracy Trifecta says, the fog everywhere was a nice touch. What, in Halloween 4? Yeah. Yeah, Halloween 4 captured the atmosphere. Halloween 4 captured the season rather than just the day, the night, Halloween day, Halloween night. Halloween 4 captured the season of autumn, the fall. Yeah. Yeah. Adios. Adios. David White, I will try and remember. Of course it is. Not Elias. Adios. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. Halloween 4 captured the season the best. Halloween 6 did well. The original Halloween did not do great, really. I feel terrible saying that, but palm trees, pardon me. No, I would say, yeah, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, captured the season of Halloween better than the original, better than any other Halloween movie. David White says Halloween did good for what it is. David White, which Halloween movie are you talking about? The first one? The 78 classic? Halloween did good for what it is. It did very well. Conspiracy Trifecta says you can't blame them for palm trees being there. They were in Pasadena. Yeah, they were. No, I don't blame them. No. No, I mean, they were there. Like you say, Conspiracy. They were there. It's it's just funny. It's just funny. I mean, you know, where was Halloween 4 filmed? I think Halloween 4 was filmed in, was it Salt Lake City? So in Salt Lake City, they probably don't have to deal with the problem of palm trees. But yeah, it's just humorous to me. David White says, in regards to atmosphere. Okay. Yeah, yeah. The original Halloween 1978, in regards to atmosphere, I agree, David White. Halloween did good for what it is. Yeah. With the budget they had, filming locations they had. Yeah. Halloween 1978 did very well. Hey, Aurora has joined the chat. Welcome, Aurora. Hi, guys. Hi, Aurora. Welcome to the chat. We're talking, well, we can talk virtually anything, but we're trying to stick with horror and Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. But Aurora, I know you're not a big fan of horror. So if you want to talk about a movie or a movie franchise, Aurora, that you do love, then feel free to chat away. I entitled the video Michael Freddy, no, Michael Jason something. But we don't have to stick to Michael and Jason. Aurora, you were here last night. I did 3 streams last night. You were here at some point, I remember. Always welcome. Always welcome. Aurora to the stream. Aurora, yep, I remember. Conspiracy Trifecta says, maybe I'll check out the New Line Fridays again. Oh, really? Uh, so that would be Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, Jason X, and Freddy versus Jason. Freddy versus Jason is okay. It's a fun movie, but Jason Goes to Hell is terrible. Jason X is, well, it's better. Jason X is a better movie than Jason Goes to Hell. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I liked Jason X when I was young. Yeah, I'm not really. I was 20 when Jason X came out. 20 years ago, yeah? Year 2000? I was never a big fan of it. When I first heard the rumors, true story, guys, when I first heard the rumors, when they were going to send Jason Voorhees into space, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an online internet joke. I think there was even a leaked script about Jason X. I thought, I'm not going to bother reading this. There's nothing to it. It's not going to happen. They're not going to send Jason Voorhees into space, but they did. So when it comes to Jason X, I prefer Jason X to Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. But both movies are not. I'm not a big fan. The 2009 remake is okay. It does what it has to do. The 2009 remake does what it has to do, but it looks a little bit too polished for my liking. Aurora says, I remember the last stream main topic was Elvis Presley. Yeah, we did talk about Elvis quite a bit. We did, Aurora. We went into, we talked about Elvis quite a bit. Conspiracy Trifecta, Jason X2. Conspiracy follows up was already written sequel. What do you mean they were going to make a sequel to Jason X and Jason is still in space? I haven't heard that. Aurora says Jason was fighting with this android superwoman. Yeah, I remember. I remember that, Aurora. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were thinking with that, with Jason X, but I would much rather watch Jason X than Jason Goes to Hell. David White says, we only talked about Elvis for like 20 minutes out of the whole thing. 20 minutes. Was that the last stream, the 4-hour one? I still got the Elvis CDs over there. No, I've got nothing against talking about Elvis. I love Elvis. Conspiracy Trifecta says main topic was questions, I think. Yeah, it went into that. I started to reread some of the quiz questions that I did in the previous 2 streams. So yeah, it was mostly trivia. Conspiracy trifecta, but Elvis talk did go on. LOL. Yeah, we did. We talked about Elvis quite a bit. 20 minutes, says David White. I thought it went on longer than that too. I don't mind talking about Elvis. Conspiracy trifecta. X2 would have been on Earth 2. Thank God they didn't do that. Oh, so like, yeah, near the end of Jason X, when they're back on the Earth, and thank God they did not go down that route. But when it comes to Elvis Presley, when it comes to any subject, there's only so much you can say. There's only so many opinions you can throw out there, really. There's only so much. We can talk about Halloween all day and all night. We can talk about Friday the 13th all day and all night. But there's only so much that could be said unless a specific part of the franchise is chosen. And maybe one day here on Movie Chat More, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to label a video Friday the 13th Part 5, Friday the 13th Part 6, Halloween Part 2, Halloween Part 5. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that movie. But at the moment, it's a free one. But on this particular stream, I'm trying to guide the channel that way, guys. Guide the channel into individual chats. So this is like Michael and Freddie. But Aurora, if you're still watching, like I said, if you want to talk about your favorite movies, I know you're not a massive horror fan, but if you want to talk about your favorite movies, we can. But I'm trying to guide the channel in that direction so we can have maybe 2 hours of Michael Myers chat, 2 hours of Jason Voorhees chat. That's the way I'm trying to guide Movie Chat More that way. But it ain't going to happen anytime soon. But it will, hopefully. Okay, we have 2 people watching. It tells me we have 2 people watching. 43 minutes in. David White, will you ever do... Sorry, I did. Will you ever do a hate mail video? It depends how much hate mail I get. I'm gonna limit myself. I know you guys have asked me very recently, do I have a Twitter account connected to Movie Chat and More? No, I don't. Not yet. But when that happens, if that happens, that's when the hate mail will come in. And I will. I'll do what McRae did, and I'll read it out. I think it's funny. The only thing stopping me with that, with the hate mail stuff, is most of it will be. It won't even be hate mail. It would just be someone calling me a wanker, or someone calling me a shithead, or someone calling me a dickhead, or that's what's stopping me when it comes to that. I would love to do it. I mean, McRae's hate mail videos are some of my favorite videos on YouTube of all time. They're fucking hilarious. But I can't do that just yet. Conspiracy Trifecta says people do get very emotional over these movies. They do. And I admit, I am one of them. I did it with Friday the 13th Part 4 and the Tombstone. I'm not getting into that, but you know what I'm talking about. I get emotional. I'm just as guilty as Anthony Michael. So, what do we have? David White. One that always surprises me that people get emotional over is Ghostbusters. I got a funny feeling I got a funny feeling you're talking about Ghostbusters 2016. I could be wrong, David. I'm not gonna watch it. I haven't watched it. It's not because it's an all-female cast. I couldn't care less. It's just, to me, Ghostbusters is 1 and 2. They could do a remake of Ghostbusters with an all-male cast. I wouldn't be interested. I would not be interested in a remake of Ghostbusters. It could be all males, it could be all women, it could be all men, it could be squirrels. I don't care, but I am interested in Ghostbusters 3 because it's a continuation from where they left off in 1989. David White says, like, it's just 2 movies, but people are diehard about. Okay, yeah, I mean, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, I'm a massive fan. 2016, I'm never going to watch it. And it's not because it's an all-female cast. Why would it be? David White, 4 comedians catching ghosts. You're not a big Ghostbusters fan, are you, David? David White follows up with, no, I just mean the 2. Okay, yep. No, I just mean the 2 Ghostbusters movies. There's so much fandom and actually Ghostbusters groups all over the country. Well, I mean, we can't all, I always say it, we can't all love the same stuff. We can't all hate the same stuff, you know? I do love Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I prefer the first one, but 2016, no interest. David Wyatt says, I like them, but I don't see the massive, almost Star Wars level fandom. I mean, David, that's a big statement, my friend. A big statement. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 has the same fandom as the Star Wars franchise. I haven't noticed that. I haven't noticed. Ghostbusters and Star Wars, the Star Wars franchise, they have the same level of fandom. I must be watching different YouTube videos. I must be watching different YouTube videos than you are, David, because I haven't noticed that myself. Conspiracy Trifecta says Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies. It's one of mine. I mean, it's another 1984 classic. I mean, 1984 has so many classics. I love the original Ghostbusters. I really, really like Ghostbusters 2. But if I had to pick between the 2 movies, it would be Ghostbusters. David White says it seems so in America almost. It seems so in America almost. Okay, I mean, not here in the UK. I mean, here in the UK, it's Star Wars, but Ghostbusters, yeah, there's a fan base for Ghostbusters here in the UK. But most of the YouTube videos I watch, when it comes to fandom, either American or Canadian. Yeah. And I don't see it. I don't see it, David. But I don't live in America. I'm not James Brown. So uh, yeah, if that's the way it is in America, then that's the way it is. I would have thought even, I say even, that sounds derogatory. Doesn't mean to be. I would have thought in the USA, Star Wars has a bigger fandom empire. But it sounds to me like I'm wrong. Aurora says, "What do you think about movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?" I haven't seen it yet. It looks great. When it comes to the Joker, Aurora, my favorite Joker is, and always will be, Jack Nicholson from the 1989 Tim Burton movie, Batman. But it does look good. And Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar for the movie. Best actor, I think. So, yeah, it's on the list. But it's a hell of a long movie. I think Joker runs, what is it, 2 hours and 30 minutes or something like that. It's a very long movie. And that always turns me off when a movie has to be that long, when it doesn't have to be that long. But once I've seen it, I may think differently. But my favorite Joker will always be Jack Nicholson. I know with the movie you're talking about, Aurora, it's a different kind of Joker. It's not Jack Nicholson. It's a different kind of Joker. I do look forward to seeing it, but it's got a very long run time. I think it's at least 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that puts me off. David White said, never said. David White says, never said a big. I said on the same level of fandom. Oh, what, Ghostbusters and Star Wars? Well, what, in the USA? Because globally, Star Wars, Star Wars is bigger. Yeah, same level of fandom. Globally, it's got to be Star Wars. I mean, so go to YouTube, type in, I know you're here on YouTube right now, and I appreciate it. Globally, type in Star Wars fandom and type in Ghostbusters fandom. You're going to have more videos about Star Wars than you are about Ghostbusters. David Wyatt says, yeah, of course, even in America, Star Wars is bigger, but Ghostbusters fan do all the same things Star Wars do, all the same things Star Wars fans do. Well, you learn something new every day. I didn't think in a million years that the fandom for Ghostbusters would be as big as Star Wars anywhere else. Aurora says, thank you, Aurora. I like this new Joker because they showed his dramatic history. It's a different Joker. Yeah. He was nice, broken guy, but society turned him into a monster. I gotta watch it. The only thing that puts me off is the running time. It's so long, but I really want to watch it. I really, I know it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's supposed to be a great movie, and it probably is a great movie. I want to watch it. David White says it's not as big, it's as strong. What, Star Wars and Ghostbusters? I'm assuming you mean. It's not as big, it's as strong. Well, like I said, you learn something. You learn something new every day, and I've just learned that. I did not know in America the fandom was as strong. I did not know the fandom was as strong for Ghostbusters as it is a Star Wars. Conspiracy Trifecta says there's a Ghostbusters Chicago division. A Ghostbusters Chicago division? Conspiracy Trifecta follows up with there was a Ghostbusters festival not too far from where I live. Must have been cool. Must have been cool. I mean, in the day and age we live in now, uh, festivals and stuff like that are a thing of the past. So that must have been cool. David White says, "You're just not understanding me. Never mind." David, I think I am, but I'm probably not explaining myself very well. Maybe that's maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm not. I think I know where you're coming from with the Ghostbusters Star Wars thing. Maybe it's me, David. Maybe, maybe I'm just not explaining myself very well. You know, I just never thought in a million years fandom for Ghostbusters would be anywhere near the intensity level when it comes to fandom and Star Wars is off the fucking charts. When it comes to Ghostbusters, yeah, it's high, it's big. I just never thought it was as big anywhere in the world as Star Wars. But like I say, maybe I'm not explaining myself too well. So David, don't worry about it. It's fine. I mean, it's probably me. All right, guys, we're coming up to the hour mark. David White, not as big. I get you, David. Ghostbusters, not as big. I do, yeah. I know where you're coming from. I think I do. Yeah, I do. But like I say, it's 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 probably me not explaining myself very well. All I know is, for a fact, globally, I'm talking globally, the whole world. Yeah, the fandom for Ghostbusters is nowhere near as big as it is for Star Wars. That's it. So, yeah, that's it. Conspiracy Trifecta says, "What are your thoughts on the original Friday the 13th?" Great question, Conspiracy. I love that question. Um, it's very dark. I love that. Um, it's not my favorite Friday the 13th movie. My favorite is Part 4. Conspiracy Trifecta says, is it your favorite, like Dave? No, no, my favorite is part 4. And I know Ted White is McRae's favorite Jason, but McRae's favorite Friday the 13th is Friday the 13th 1. No, I like it. It's kind of dark and gritty, and I've never brought or bought, I should say, I've never bought into this whole whodunit aspect of the movie. There's a lot of fans out there who think Friday the 13th, the original 1980 Friday the 13th, was a whodunit movie. It's not. It's not at all. Yeah, I mean, back at 40 years ago or 41 years ago when that movie came out, there may have been people in the cinema watching it thinking, okay, I wonder who the killer is. I don't think that was the original intent, though. I don't think, Cunningham and Miller and everybody else I don't think they wrote Friday the 13th to be, or not to be. I don't think they wrote it to be a whodunit movie. It's just a slasher movie. I mean, it is a slasher movie, but it's a good one. It's very dark. It's very gritty. Great cast. One of the best. I will say this for Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th, one of the best cast out of all of the movies. I mean, Kevin Bacon. There you go. I love the group of teenagers in the original Friday. Sean S. Cunningham did a great job when it comes to direction. Director of photography of that movie, I'm not sure who that was, but whoever that was did a great job too. Great collaboration with director and director of photography. I love the music in Friday the 13th. I love the soundscape, even when there's not music. And the original, of course, the original. Now, I don't care how many times. What's the guy's name? Was it Harry Manfredini? Yeah, I think it was Harry. Wanted to create this sound effect. In post-production, I think. And Betsy Palmer, kill her, mommy, kill her, mommy, kill her, mommy, Come on. In all honesty, when you watch Friday the 13th, the original from 1980, do you ever really hear ma, ma, ma? Apparently, they took the kill, the K from kill, and the ma from mummy, and turned it into ma, 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 ma. I don't. I never have. No matter how fucking hard I try, I cannot hear it. I never hear it. I never hear ma, ma. I hear I don't hear kill, mummy, kill. I hear which is more Jason. I don't think it's that either. I think it's just a core sound effect. But it's not kill, mummy, kill. It's what do we have? Conspiracy trifecta. Is the stream choppy for anyone else? Conspiracy trifecta. That maybe. It shouldn't be. What's happening, conspiracy? Is it? Are you having lots of delay? If you are, I apologize for that. Conspiracy trifecta says I refresh and it's fine. Well, that's cool. Aurora says the sound effect is so creepy. It is, but it's not kill mummy kill. It's not. Like, yeah, conspiracy trifecta is. Yeah, but conspiracy, watch the movie again. We've seen we've seen it. We've seen the documentaries. We've seen Harry Manfredini talk about this a million times. Watch it again. Watch it. Tell me if you can hear it. If you can hear it, conspiracy trifecta says, I hear. I don't. And you know Decker Shadow? Yeah? Watch he's the summer of Freddy versus Jason. He doesn't hear it either. I don't hear it. I don't hear. I hear. That's what I hear. I don't hear. I just don't hear it. I wish I could. I've tried hard. I just can't hear it. Conspiracy trifecta says when I showed it to my brother, he picked up on it right away. What the kick? I just don't hear it. The original movie, which you asked me about, I don't hear it. I want to. I've turned the volume up on the TV so loud. I've had headphones on. I want to hear it. I don't hear it. I hear. That's what I hear. Hopefully the stream is okay now, conspiracy, since you refreshed. Conspiracy trifecta. I've only heard since I found out about it. I've only heard since I found out about it. What, the ki ma? Yeah, I can't hear it. Conspiracy trifecta. What are your thoughts on part 2? Friday the 13th part 2. I prefer it to the original. I do. Sackhead Jason. Really cool. My thoughts on part 2. I think it's a really good slasher movie and a brilliant addition to the Friday the 13th franchise. Great atmosphere. Again, a great cast. A great, I mean, when you compare the cast of Friday the 13th 2 to the cast of Friday the 13th 3, there's no comparison. You can't compare it. I mean, all subjective, guys, all subjective. But to me, it's Friday the 13th part 2 all the way when it comes to the cast. In Friday the 13th part 3, I never really gave a crap about what happened to anybody. In Friday the 13th 2, my thoughts on part 2, I cared. You know, Paul and uh, the guy in the wheelchair. Uh, uh, what's the name? You had uh, the double kill. I should know the character's name. My The brother in Friday the 13th Part 4 is the brother of this character's name. Maybe you can help me out on that conspiracy? She was a great character. Her boyfriend was a great character. Yeah, Friday the 13th Part 2, great atmosphere, very, very dark. Um, I much prefer it to Part 1. It's kind of like Part 1 when it comes to its darkness and the grittiness, but to me, it's just a better movie. What was the name of the couple I'm thinking of? The double kill, through the bed. I mean, that's one of the best kill scenes in any of the Friday the 13th movies. David White says, surprise McCree like one best. Conspiracy Trifecta says, don't remember. I will remember it. Yeah, I like the cast. I like the cast of Friday 2. I love the grittiness of Friday 2. It was Friday the 13th Part 1, but done better, in my opinion. David White, what you said, surprise McCree like one best. I'm not at all. I don't think there's any franchise. Maybe, no, not even Freddy. When it comes to McCree, I don't think there's any franchise he's ever preferred a sequel to the original. So I'm not surprised. Conspiracy Trifecta says the first Friday is great for what it started. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Conspiracy Trifecta, I think Terminator. Oh, what McCree prefers T2 to Terminator? I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised if he does. Knowing McCree, he probably gives T2. I mean, I prefer the original Terminator to Terminator 2. But I do give massive credit to Terminator 2. But I do prefer the original. And I think that's the way McCree would say it as well. It's like Alien and Aliens. Aliens? Well, actually, in a way, it's not. Aliens, I was never a big fan of. Alien, the original Alien, fucking classic movie. Now see, we're on the same wavelength. David White, maybe Aliens. See, yep. James Cameron. Again, I don't think McCree would. You would have to ask him. I think McCree would put Alien above Aliens. Same with Terminator and Terminator 2. But I'm the same way. I think Terminator is a better movie than Terminator 2. I love Terminator 2, but I prefer Terminator. Aliens, hit and miss. Alien, the original Alien. Fantastic movie. I've got to watch that again. I haven't seen Alien in so long. I haven't seen Alien, the original Alien, in probably 15 years. So long overdue for a rewatch. David White says, maybe one of the Harry Potters. David White, I think you're correct. If you're talking about McRae, I think he probably, I think McRae does prefer a Harry Potter sequel to the original Harry Potter. That's the only one, that's the only one I can think of. And I would not have thought of that unless you had brought it up. Or Lord of the Rings, David White, or Lord of the Rings. It could be that. Yeah. I can't stand those movies. Uh, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. I've seen what I need to see. I know what I need to know. I've heard what I need to hear. Watching a trailer to a movie is not judging a book by its cover. When I watch the trailers to Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, 6 of 1, not my thing. Not my thing. And there are so many people that have told me in the past, you're missing out, you're missing out, you're missing out. No, I'm not. Because to me, they're going to be shit shows, you know? Absolute shit shows. Not my thing. I'm not saying the movies are bad, they're just not my thing. When it comes to fantasy and stuff like that, I don't know, I don't know, maybe how far do I go with those kind of movies? Would Star Wars be in there? If it is, then that's as far as I go. Conspiracy Trifecta. Conspiracy Trifecta says, it's me, Billy. Yeah, don't expect to see that before May. I think we will see It's Me, Billy in May. If it is before, it's a sequel, yeah. It is a sequel. Yeah, I'm expecting to see It's Me, Billy in May. If it comes out in April, maybe, but I'm not expecting to see It's Me, Billy until May. All right, guys, we're going to have dead air. We're going to have dead air for a couple of seconds because I am busting for a piss. I used to do these streams like 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, I'm back. Conspiracy Trifecta says you're comfortable with us now. I always have been. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you coming back into the stream. Comfortable with us now? I always have been. Unless you mean just after I've taken a piss, then yeah, I'm much more comfortable. I'm sorry I had to leave you guys with dead air for a second, but when nature calls, nature calls. All right, guys. Conspiracy traffic that says comfortable enough to take a piss. Well, I did it last night. I did 3 streams last night. 3 streams, 3 videos. Had to be done. Comfortable. Yeah. Conspiracy traffic that says, what's your thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 3? Great question, Conspiracy. My thoughts on Part 3. Well, when when that came around, what was it, 1982? There was a massive resurgence in the, as you know, in the 3D thing, you know. That helped the movie when it comes to box office receipts. It helped the movie a lot. Now it looks a little bit cheesy, but I quite like Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm not overly enthusiastic about the teenagers, you know, the victims, whatever, in Part 3. I think it's the weakest group they had in any of the Jason movies. Friday the 13th movies, I should say. Very weak, very bland. Didn't really give a fuck about any of them. Obviously, Jason gets his the hockey mask in Part 3. That's a shining moment in the franchise. I love that moment when he walks out onto the pier, the dock, whatever it is, and the first and only killing Jason does in all of the movies with a gun. I know it's a spear gun. The first and only killing Jason does with a gun and wearing the hockey mask for the first ever time. I love the music in Friday the 13th Part 3. The opening music, and it plays again at the end, I think. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I love that music. Yeah. I prefer Part 2. Richard Brooker, Jason, in Friday the 13th Part 3 was fantastic. He's one of my favorites. Ted White is my favorite from 4, as I said earlier. But Richard Brooker, may he rest in peace. A great Jason. I love the last scene, not the last scene, but the third act. The third act. The whole business in the barn with Chris and Jason. I love the hunt for that. And the way Chris is hiding on that beam and the beam overhead. And yeah, I love that scene. I like Friday the 13th Part 3. I just think Part 2 was probably the better of the 2 movies. What else? The biker gang. The biker gang in Part 3. That was interesting. Yep. I like the biker gang. The leader of the biker gang, the way we're led to believe he's he's gone. Jason's killed him, and then he comes back to try and save the day, and then Jason just chops his arm off. And I like the biker gang. Shelley, I love Shelley from Friday the 13th Part 3. One of the best actors in any of the Friday movies is Shelley. I can't think of the guy's name, but that guy is one of the best actors, and he's supposed to be the comic relief guy, yeah. But he's Friday the 13th isn't known for great actors, really, not really. But that guy, I do know his name. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I really enjoy Part 3. Like I said, the 3D doesn't really bother me. I've tried to watch it in 3D. I do have the Friday Free Blu-ray with the 3D glasses, but after about 5 minutes, I have to take them off. I have to take the glasses off. I can't watch it like that. It does my eyes in. It does my head in. I can't watch it like that. But yeah, those are my thoughts, the ones I can think of right now. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I'm a huge fan of Higgins Haven. Chris Higgins. Yeah. Chris Higgins, Higgins Haven. Yeah, again, I mean, there was no lake in that movie. And they, as you probably already know, they dug a hole in the ground, filled it full of water. Uh, yeah. Higgins Haven. Yeah. Chris Higgins and yeah. I like Friday Free. David White says, what Elvis song were you talking about last night, and who's the biggest Friday the 13th actor? Biggest Friday the 13th actor? Probably Kane Hodder. I don't just mean because Kane played Jason, but if anybody was to put a name to the Friday the 13th franchise, it would probably be Kane Hodder. What Elvis song were you talking about last night? We talked about quite a few Elvis songs, didn't we? Um, I can't think of one Elvis song in particular. It's a good point. Conspiracy Trifecta. I'd say Kevin Bacon. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, the way I look at that is if he was the biggest star in Friday the 13th is Kevin Bacon, but he wasn't a massive star at the time. When Kane Hodder came into the franchise in part 7, 8, 9, 10, he was already known as uh, not a massive on-screen star, but he was known as one of the best stunt guys in the game. So for that reason and many more, well, for that reason and a few more, I would have to say Kane Hodder. But I know where you're coming from with Kevin Bacon. It's a good point. David White says, you've been listening to it recently. Oh, that would be yeah. Sorry, David. I know what you're talking about now. That would be I Want to Be Free. I Want to Be Free. It was from Jailhouse Rock, I think. Yeah, I love that song. And in the day and age we live in this post-apocalyptic world we live in, I want to be free with all these lockdowns and shit. It means a hell of a lot now. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, I want to be free. But like I said before, what I do with Elvis Presley is I like making my own compilations onto a CD. I've got all the originals, put them onto my computer, and then make up my own compilations with some of the songs that are not heard as much as the ones we all know and love. Conspiracy Trifecta says, all right, part 4 now. Digging deep. Now we're digging deep. Friday the 13th, part 4. It's my favorite one. Great cast. Crispin Glover. Crispin Glover? Yeah. The dance. Crispin's Jimmy is a dead fuck. Jimbo is a dead. The chemistry between Jim and Ted in that movie, brilliant, absolutely fucking fantastic. Most of the conversations between those two, as you probably already know, were ad-libbed. Ted White, my favorite Jason of all time, was in Friday 4. I love the atmosphere of Friday 4. I love the family. Tommy, it's the beginning of the Jarvis trilogy. Yeah, you got Tommy Jarvis. Trish is the sister. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the mum. But part 4, yeah. I love the cast. I love the cast. All the teenagers in that movie, they're not throwaway characters like they are in part 3. Don't get me wrong. I love Shelley from part 3. But apart from Shelley, I don't really give a shit about what happens to anybody in part 3. In part 4, I seem to care about everyone in a different kind of way. Sam in part 4, well, what can you not say about Sam in part 4? Yeah. What else? What else? Again, the music from Friday 4. Again, Harry Manfredini is brilliant. Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman's performance in Friday 4 was fantastic. The Jason Hunter. The Jason Hunter whose sister died in Friday the 13th Part 2. I think he's a great character. I can't think of his name at the moment, but yeah, I love the cast in Friday 4. I love the atmosphere. I love the way, I mean, it was called The Final Chapter, yeah? It was supposed to be the last Jason movie. But they knew. They knew it was not going to be the last movie. And do you know why I know that? You've probably seen the same documentary I have, because they were. The ending of Jason 4, Friday the 13th 4, was going to be a total decapitation. Jason's head was going to be cut off. Not that that makes much difference, because Michael Myers had his head chopped off and he still came back for more. But yeah, that's what they were going to do. And some of the writers and producers and got together and said, well, let's not cut Jason's head off. Why not? Why do you think? They knew there was going to be more. They knew. Yeah. Those are my thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 4 immediately. I mean, I would have to do a whole separate video about each of the movies. But yeah, the cast, Ted White as Jason, Crispin Glover, and his dance. It makes me laugh. No matter how many times I watch it, it makes me laugh. I love the beginning of the movie in the hospital when the guy gets his head twisted round and the nurse gets gutted like a fish. Sounds awful, but yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite Friday film is Friday 4. Conspiracy Trifecta says Crispin Glover may be second biggest. Yeah, what, like the biggest guys in the franchise? Yep. Pardon me. Could be. Could be. David White says you could just make a YouTube playlist or Spotify. That would be easier for you. I could do. I have thought about a playlist. Spotify, no, not really, not for me. But I have thought about doing a YouTube playlist rather than making my own Elvis CDs. Yeah, I could do that. I just haven't done it yet. David White says Bacon is Friday's JLC. Jamie Lee Curtis. Bacon is. Do you know what? That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense because I mean, Kevin Bacon wasn't a big star when Friday the 13th came out. Jamie Lee Curtis was an unknown. I think Jamie Lee Curtis had parts in commercials, but yeah, that was her first movie. And Kevin Bacon, his first movie was Friday the 13th. So yeah, that's a great point, David. That's a great point. I think Bacon might have done something, like Curtis did something, a commercial or something before the movie, but those were the ones. So yeah, that is a great point. Conspiracy Trifecta. All right, now part 5. Okay. My thoughts on Friday the 13th, part 5. Okay, the first word that comes to mind is underrated. Or is that 2 words? Underrated. Underrated. I think it's 1 word. Fuck it, it's 1 word. Underrated. So many people. I'm not saying you're one of them, Conspiracy, or anyone else who's in the chat. So many people have a big problem that Jason was not the killer in Friday the 13th Part 5. It was Roy, the ambulance guy, the paramedic. David White says it's 2 words combined. Underrated? You're right, David, it is. It's called a compact word. Underrated. Thank you, David. Yeah, so many people have a problem with it wasn't Jason. I mean, okay, it wasn't Jason. Does it really matter? I mean, if you're a fan of Jason, of Friday the 13th 2, even 1, Friday the 13th 1, 2, 3, 4, does it really matter by that time who wears the ski mask, the hockey mask, and has a machete and is going around chopping people up? I don't really care. When it comes to part 5, I'm surprised so many people had a problem with that. And part 5 did break ground. Part 5, I think, was, up until that time, the most successful Friday the 13th movie ever. It was when part 6 came out, the box office numbers started to drop. Again, a great cast. I'm not too sure why those guys and girls are in the Pinehurst Youth Development Center. I mean, Joey, maybe. Maybe Violet. Well, maybe not. I mean, I do love the cast. I do. The manager of Pinehurst, I think is a great character. One of my favorite characters in Friday the 13th, Part 5. Can't think of the guy's name. Demon. I love Demon. When we talk about Demon in Friday the 13th, Part 5, when we talk about characters in the franchise, Demon is probably in my top 5. Actually, yeah, without a doubt. Demon is in my top 5 because he is one of the only characters in the entire franchise that when he died in the shit house, I was a kid when I first saw the movie, and I still feel the same way now when I watch the movie. I'm like, oh, shit. I really like you, man. I really like you. I love Demon. I Great character. And Reggie the Reckless, the brother. Yeah. Tommy Jarvis in that movie was great. The crazy lady who lived up the road, up the street. Ethel, that's the name. Yeah. Loved Ethel. Love Ethel. Love me some Ethel. Uh, yeah. Yep. It was directed by a porn director. We know that, and it's obvious. Um, but I think Steinman was something. Steinman made a great Friday the 13th movie. Underrated is the first combined words that comes to mind. Underrated. The kill scenes, yeah, lacking some blood, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, by that time, when you watch a Friday the 13th movie, you're expecting a blood bath. We had lots of blood in Friday the 13th Part 5, but a lot of it was not as uh, Savini like as we saw in Part 4 and Part 1. But to me, the kill scenes and the blood and the guts doesn't really matter in Friday the 13th Part 5. So at the moment, those are my immediate thoughts on Friday 5. Uh, David White, I meant compound. A compound word, okay? David White, are you on crack? No. David White, part 1 was the biggest till Freddy versus Jason. Part 1 was the biggest till till Freddy versus Jason. Are you sure? All I know, because I've heard this, David, in quite a few documentaries, and I've seen quite a few. I have Crystal Lake Memories. I have His Name Was Jason. And I've seen documentaries that are on the Blu-rays of all 8 Friday the 13th movies. The conspiracy trifecta says he's right. Okay, fair enough, but that's not what I've heard. Friday the 13th. Yeah, maybe look it up. Yeah, I will. Because all I've heard, I can only go by what I've heard when it comes to how well the series did. And Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, broke new box office records in the series. So maybe Friday the 13th, Part 1 made the most money, and then maybe part 2 made less, 3 made less, part 4 made less, and then maybe part 5 made a shit ton of money, but not as much as part 1. That's it. Yeah. We're not talking Pamela Voorhees' tombstone here. I'm just saying what I've heard. Friday the 13th Part 5 broke new ground in box office records when it comes to the Friday the 13th franchise. It's a fact. But like I say, maybe Friday 1 set the bar, and maybe it lost money. Friday 2 lost money, Friday 3 lost money, Friday 4 lost money, and then when Friday 5 came along, whoop, it broke new ground. That's the only thing I can think of. What you guys are saying, yeah, part 1 was the biggest till Freddy versus Jason. Yep. Conspiracy Trifecta says part 1, 59.8 million US dollars. Yeah. I can only go by what I've heard, guys. Friday the 13th, part 5. Part 2, 21.7 million US dollars. If you're checking this out right now, thank you. So it looks like what I said was right. We're going that way, aren't we, Conspiracy? Part 3, 36. So it went, yep, 36. It went up a bit. So 59.8, the first one, 21. I have seen all this. I've got the Crystal Lake Memories DVD. I don't remember it all, but I do remember them saying uh, Friday the 13th Part 5 broke new ground when it comes to box office receipts. Conspiracy Trifecta Part 4, 32 million. Okay, so we have 59, 21, 36, and 32. This should be interesting. How much did Part 5 make? Conspiracy, if you don't mind me asking. And we're talking Part 5, 22 million US dollars. Okay, what I'll say to that, Conspiracy, David White, if you're still watching, hopefully you are, take that up with the producers of Crystal Lake Memories, the DVD, Crystal Lake Memories. I know it was a book to begin with. Take it up with the producers of that show, of that DVD, because obviously they have something wrong. I'm only going by what I've heard 1,000 times. Friday the 13th Part 5 broke new ground in box office receipts when it comes to the Friday franchise. But Conspiracy, I appreciate you doing what you're doing, but you're going to have to take it up with the producers of Crystal Lake Memories, my friend. You're going to have to take it up with them, because I can only say what I've heard 1,000 times. David White, maybe it broke ground for a 5th movie. It's a good point, David, but that's not what I've heard. You're going to have to take this take this to Tony Michael. I'm sure he'll love it. But guys, I can only go by, I think Crystal Lake Memories was on YouTube. All of it. Over 4-5 hours. Watch the DVD. Watch Crystal Lake Memories. You probably already seen it. If you haven't, watch it. Watch His Name Was Jason. And they will tell you. I mean, take it up with those guys, you know? Take it up with the producers of those documentaries, because those guys are wrong then. They are wrong. They steered me wrong. They told me all these years that Friday the 13th Part 5 broke new ground in the Friday franchise when it comes to box office receipts. So you're going to have to take it up with the producers of that show, Crystal Lake Memories. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I remember Tony saying that, and the viewers corrected him. What Tony said Part 5 was... Tony said Part 5 was the most successful? It broke new ground, but maybe... Tony Michael can only go... yeah. Apart from the tombstone business, which I'm not going into again. Tony, yeah. Viewers corrected him. Well, I know Tony is a big fan of Crystal Lake Memories. So he's got his information from a source which we trusted. And apparently that source is wrong. David Wyatt, I'm sorry, Rich Buddy, but facts don't care about feelings. No disrespect. David, it's fine. No disrespect to you either, my friend. I'm just going by what I know, or I'm going by what I've been told. I'm going by the DVD, the Crystal Lake Memories. They say it. And then after number 5, even though Jason 6 is, a great slasher movie, Jason 6 was the beginning of the downpour. It didn't make as much money. But that is going by Crystal Lake Memories. So take it up with the producers of that show. David White, I think Dave even asked Alexa on that stream, and Tony was wrong. Well, if Alexa and Google are wrong, actually, if Alexa and Google are right, then the producers, I say this ad nauseum again and again, that take it up with the producers of Crystal Lake Memories. That's all I can say. I'm going on what I've heard from that documentary, and I think his name was Jason. I think it was mentioned in that. So what did Dave do? Did McCrae... Hey Google, what was the most successful Friday the 13th movie? Is that what McCrae did? Maybe there's factors that we're not even thinking about. A good one you brought up, David, was, David, maybe it broke ground for a 5th movie. That's a factor. That's a good factor, but I don't think that's the case. But take it up with the producers of Crystal Lake Memories. Don't take it up with me. Conspiracy Trifecta said that documentary also said a Part 7 actor was dead. Oh, Melissa. Yeah, I think Melissa... No one really knows. I've checked on IMDb. I've checked everywhere. Melissa, I can't think of... Trifecta says, but it was revealed a few months ago she's still alive. Yeah, Melissa from part 7. Yeah, I know. To be honest, I've got to be fair to the producers of Crystal Lake Memories. No one really knew. She went off the grid. I can't think of the girl's real name, or the woman's real name, I should say. I can't think of her real name. But yeah, Melissa, for a long time, was considered dead. The actress who played Melissa was dead. David Wyatt, Crystal Lake Memories got lots wrong then. Maybe they did. Maybe Crystal Lake Memories is full of shit. Maybe it is. What else can I go on? David Wyatt says, doesn't mean they should lie. What do you mean, the guys at Crystal Lake Memories? I don't think they were lying. I mean, this woman completely went off the grid. No one knew. And so maybe they made an assumption, a bad assumption, that she was dead. I mean, that's the way it is in Hollywood. If you're not around for a couple of years, you're dead. But yeah, I don't know if Melissa is still alive. I think she is. But like Conspiracy Trifecta said, Crystal Lake Memories said she passed on. And I do think cast members of Friday 7 were giving condolences for the actress in that documentary. It's crazy. It's crazy. David White says, "Hell, I thought you were dead when you went on your hiatus. When I went on my hiatus, what, a whole week? Yeah, David, you're a subscriber, yeah, to Movie Chat More. You should have seen it. If you didn't, I don't know why. There was an upcoming event. The quiz that happened last night should have happened the Saturday before. I wasn't too well, so I had to delay it by a week. It should have come up on, it should have appeared on your YouTube stream as an upcoming event, so you knew I was still here. If it didn't appear, then I don't know why. But you should have seen it. It should have been there. Upcoming event, 150 movie questions. Of course, the way the stream went last night, I had to delete that and begin again. But yeah, David White, you should have seen that. You should have seen it as an upcoming event. If you didn't, I don't know why. Take it up with YouTube. But that's it was an upcoming event. The quiz was an upcoming event. Okay, there was a gap. There was a gap of like a week and 2 days or something. But all you guys who have so graciously subscribed to my channel, you should have seen it. Conspiracy Trifecta Part 6 now. The introduction of Zombie Jason. David Wyatt, hell, are we going to cover them all? Well, this is a Michael and Jason chat, Part 6. I don't mind. No, I mean, this is. David White says, I thought it'd be done by now. Well, the stream is about Freddy and Michael. Michael and Jason. Uh, I would have to make separate videos about this because at the moment I'm just trying to compartmentalize my thoughts and say what I like about each movie. But I could go in depth, very in depth with each movie. David White, not complaining. I love. Okay, I love Part Six. Part Six had a brilliant soundtrack. Great soundtrack in Part Six. Um, Tommy Jarvis. I like the guy who played Tommy Jarvis in Part Six. Megan. Jennifer Cook. Jennifer Cook as Megan. I thought she's one of my favorite Friday girls of all time. If that's politically incorrect to say Friday girls, I don't give a shit. Um, yeah, Jennifer Cook as Megan. I love the sheriff, Sheriff Garris. His kill scene with the back breaking, one of the best kill scenes in the entire franchise. Um, what else? What else? What else? Uh, I love the opening scene of Friday Six with Tommy and his buddy digging up the grave. I love the way it takes them like what is it? A minute of movie time for something that would take a few hours in real life to do. Uh, CJ Graham as Jason. When I was a kid, I really did think that was Kane Hodder. Um, so I do tip my hat to CJ Graham's performance as zombie Jason, because as good as Kane Hodder is as zombie Jason, CJ Graham was the first guy to do that. I know, don't get don't get me started on this one, but I know there was a different stuntman playing the part of Jason in the daytime scenes of Friday 6. CJ Graham was basically Jason throughout the majority of the movie. Great performance. Uh, Great soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, there's so many scenes in the movie I love. I mean, the the who directed that movie again? His wife was in the movie, uh, and it was very dicey. She she was nearly killed for real when Jason puts the 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 gate through the windscreen, and she moves out of the way, but she moved just in time. There's not much. Again, the cast: Megan, Jennifer Cook. Uh, some people, believe it or not, do have a problem with the fact that Jason 6 doesn't have too many sex scenes. Doesn't really bother me. I mean, there is one, but you don't see anything. Maybe people were spoiled with Part 5 and the guy who directed Danny Steinman. Yeah, Danny Steinman directed Part 5. Maybe people were spoiled who want to see that. It was dialed down in Part 6 a hell of a lot. The smut factor was dialed down quite a bit. Some people are disappointed by that. I'm not really. Not a deal breaker. Not for me. Oh, wow, there's so much. I think I would have to make a separate video. Great questions, Conspiracy, but I think I would have to make a separate video about my favorite Jason movies. And part 6 is definitely one of my favorite Jason movies. David White says, "What's your fave YouTuber?" Good question, David. My favorite YouTuber is Deca Shadow. If you haven't checked out Deca Shadow, you don't need to, because the guy has got so many subscribers that I don't think he even has to work anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, Deca Shadow puts a hell of a lot of work into his videos. I mean, that's a job on its own, on its own. Yeah, my favorite YouTuber is Deca Shadow. I mean, that's not his real name. I can't. He comes on and says, "The internet celebrity with the best hair." He's got this long curly hair. That's my favorite YouTuber. Conspiracy trifecta. Tom McLaughlin. Yeah, Tom McLaughlin. It was. And Nancy. Yeah, Nancy McLaughlin was the poor lady who was almost killed for real when the gate, the fence, whatever. Uh, my second favorite YouTuber, yeah, Conspiracy Trifecta. I would have thought Dave. Yeah, yeah. Like I said before, if I'd never checked out Dave McRae's channel, there would be no movie channel more. But if you've ever checked out Deca Shadow's channel, uh, he's very sarcastic. he's he's a piss taker, as we say here in the UK. He takes the piss, but he does it in a funny way, and you just can't help but laugh. If you've never heard of Deca Shadow, type in "the summer of Freddy versus Jason" and you'll find him. Conspiracy Trifecta says, "My favorite isn't on here anymore." Well, that's a shame. Who was that? Uh, Conspiracy Trifecta says, "One of the things I don't like about Dave is..." Let me start that again. Conspiracy Trifecta says, "One of the things I don't like about Dave is he's what I deem as disrespect towards Mustafa Akkad." Okay. Well, the thing is with that, yeah, it does come across disrespectful sometimes. I don't think Dave means any disrespect when it comes to Akkad. Um, one thing I want to point out when it comes to McRae, when he talks about Mustafa Akkad, is yes, Mustafa Akkad would have carried on with Michael Myers and on and on and on and on, not really giving a crap about the quality of the movies. But one thing Dave has wrong is when he says Mustafa Akkad wanted to stop at 22. Halloween 22. That actually was Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance was the one who said, when somebody asked him in a interview, Fangor, whatever, How many of these things are you going to make? Donald Pleasance was the one who said, I think I'll stop at 22. And Mustafa Akkad said, I think I'm going to go with Donald with that number. Even after Donald Pleasance passed away, Mustafa Akkad said, I'm going to go with that number. So Mustafa Akkad was not the one who said 22. It was Donald Pleasance. But yeah, sometimes disrespectful. Well, that's because McRae does not like sequels. Halloween 2, Halloween 4, and that's it. But it wasn't Mustafa Akkad who said, I'll stop at 22. What it was, but Pleasance, Donald Pleasance, said it first. And Mustafa Akkad said, I'm going to go with him on that number. Conspiracy Trifecta says, that rule is in honor of Pleasance. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, Conspiracy, have you seen the 25 Years of Terror documentary? I mean, these documentaries get things wrong from time to time, don't they? But 25 Years of Terror, the Halloween one, yeah, Mustafa Akkad tells the story. Maybe it was him. Maybe it wasn't Fangora. Maybe it was Mustafa himself who asked Donald Pleasance, what number are you going to stop at? Where are we going to stop this? And Pleasance said, I think I'll stop at 22. And Mustafa Akkad says, I think I'm going to stick with that number. I think it was in the 25 Years of Terror documentary. But yeah, every now and then, it does come across very disrespectful, but I don't think Dave McRae means to be disrespectful when it comes to Akkad. He's just not a big fan of the sequels. Well, Halloween 2 and Halloween 4, and that's it. All right, we are 2 hours and 12 minutes into nearly 2 hours and 13 minutes into the live stream. There's one person watching. I'm not. Conspiracy, is that you? I think it is. Maybe Aurora came into the chat earlier. I think she's long gone, which is a shame. Conspiracy Trifecta. All right, part 7. See, the viewing numbers have gone up to 3 already. All right, part 7. Kane Hodder. There you go, Kane Hodder. My thoughts on Friday 7. Even though Jason 6 was the beginning of zombie Jason, Friday 7 took it to a whole new level. And the way Jason looks in the movie, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, they said, we want to see every injury that Jason's ever had. And we want to see that this guy has been underwater for as long as he has been. So we see the spine, we see the kneecaps. I think we even see the rib cage. Yeah, yeah. Conspiracy trifecta, the Carrie one, Carrie versus Jason. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way Jason looked in that movie. I'm not taking anything away from Kane Hodder's performance as Jason. He did a great job. Um, I like the fact, I think it's funny sometimes that Forest Green has become Crystal Lake again. So when we see the Crystal Lake sign, when they're driving into the area, Crystal Lake, it's like, that's cool. I like that. It's not Forest Green anymore. It's back to Crystal Lake. Yeah, the Carrie one. Yeah, the Get on Telekinesis. I think, yeah, my thoughts on 7. I think that's interesting. And if the rumors are true, which I don't think they are, that it was supposed to be Carrie versus Jason, I think they did pretty well with what they had to work with. La Part Lincoln. So that element of telekinesis versus Jason, and Jason, you can see Kane. Kane brings something to the part nobody else can. My favorite is Ted White from 4. But Kane Hodder brings something to the part that nobody else can, because no other actor who played Jason could have reacted the way he did when this gal was throwing furniture at him and these sofas across the door or whatever. And Kane Hodder, his performance as Jason, when all of that shit is being thrown at him by Tina, La Part Lincoln, Tina, I think her name was. Great. I love that. I love the reaction of Jason when all that stuff's happening. I don't mind the cast. Pretty solid for a Friday the 13th movie. Melissa, played by whoever. It's an okay cast. I think I'm not overly keen. I'm not a big fan of the music in or the soundscape, I should say, maybe in Friday 7, because I think that's when they took to the next level. Became. I love the opening though. I do love the opening of Friday 7 when they're recapping the previous movies, and the guy says there's a killer around here, buried but not dead. I think that's the beginning of 7. Yep. So I love the intro. Yep. The doctor guy, who was the corpse in Weekend at Bernie's, I think his character is so nasty. You just want to see the guy bite the bullet. Yep. So that character, for that reason, I really, really like. La Part Lincoln, I think, was okay. Oh, yeah. That's all I can think of when it comes to 7. I don't watch Part 7 and Part 8 as much as I do the others. But yeah, that's what I think of when it comes to Part 7. And thank you for the question, Conspiracy. If you want to ask me about Part 8, you can. I mean, like I say, I mean, one day hopefully there will come a time. All right, part 8. Hello. Yep. There will come a time, hopefully, when our numbers go up and up and up and up, up on Movie Chat More, and I'll do what Dave does on McRae Live. I will talk for half hour, 40 minutes on a certain movie, a certain subject, and then take questions after. But that's not going to happen anytime in the near future. But if it did, or if it ever does, I will do separate videos on each of the Friday movies, and that way I can give you a much more uh, defined explanation as to why I like 1, why I like 2, why I like 3, what I don't like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will happen one day, hopefully. Okay, part 8. What my thoughts on part 8? Okay, it's the weakest in my opinion, but in the original Paramount series, it's the weakest. I know you love it, yeah, and that's great. We can't all love the same movies. We can't all hate the same movies, and I'm glad we don't. But I said this. I said this recently. Sometimes I think I'm too harsh on part 8 and part 7. Part 8 is what it is. My thoughts on part 8. Budget. If part 8 had a bigger budget, it would have been Jason Takes Manhattan. Because the budget was so low, most of that movie had to be set on the ferry. Some of the cast members I like in part 8. Is it Julian? Is it Julian? I mean, that's a brilliant scene. Is it the boxer? Is it Julian or Julius? I think it's Julian. I think it's your favorite one, Conspiracy, I think. One of your favorites. Julian, the boxer, when he gets his head literally knocked off. And you can see Jason's just teasing. You can see Jason is just teasing with Julian or Julius. I think it's Julian, but yeah, on top of the roof, you can see, because when it gets to the edge of the roof, Jason's not moving all the way through. Julian is, or Julius is punching away, punching away, punching away, and Jason's moving back and back and back and back. But he knows what he's going to do all along. That's when he turns him round and punches his head literally off his shoulders. Great scene. What I don't like about part 8 is the main protagonist. What's her name? Rennie. I think it's Rennie. I think she's as boring as fuck. So I don't like Rennie. We're supposed to be rooting for Rennie in part 8, and we are to a certain extent, but she's so boring. I like the guy who played the professor because he's such a dick. He's brilliant. Conspiracy trifecta, yes, yeah. Yeah, the professor is such a dick. He's great. He's great at playing the bad guy. I don't like the ending of part 8. I don't like the way we see Jason return as a little boy at the bottom of a underground New York. I don't like that. if he had returned as a little boy like that and then vanished, because that was supposed to be the end of a series, and for Paramount, kind of it was, kind of, but I don't like the way this kid is just laying there. I don't like that. It doesn't make any sense. Like I say, if the kid had appeared and then disappeared, like, oh shit, who is that kid? That kid's gone. That would have made more sense. But the kid just laying there, Jason coming back as himself when he was a kid, as a physical human being, and just laying there. I did not like that at all. So yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts on Friday 8. And we're not going into 9 and 10, not tonight. But those are my thoughts on the Paramount series. And Conspiracy, you thank you so much, because this is a Michael and Jason chat. And hopefully, um, you've enjoyed it. I know I have. Yeah. And like I say, in the future, hopefully I'll be able to talk about each of the Friday movies one by one and take 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes on each movie. But at the moment, that's not going to happen in the foreseeable future. But in the long run, I think that will happen. Hopefully. When we get our subscribers up, and I can take 40 minutes talking about Friday the 13th part 4, whatever, then I can talk about the movie for 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and then take questions afterwards. So what I've done tonight is a very condensed version of what I want to do in the future. Okay, we have, I think, 2 people watching. Conspiracy, are you still here? I think you are. We are 2 hours and 20, nearly 28 minutes into the stream. Not sure what happened to David White. He could be busy. We all get busy. Conspiracy Trifecta, are the solo videos ever returning? Oh, my stand alone videos? Yes, but I don't know when. They take a long time to upload. My upload speed is bad, very bad. If I do a 15-minute video, it can take me up to 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours to upload it. Funny you should ask though, Conspiracy, because yeah, I plan on doing one of those tomorrow, funnily enough, to explain why if you don't see me for a week, doesn't mean I've gone off the grid. It just means I'm taking a break. Pardon me. I was planning on doing a standalone video, a solo video, explaining that. And I might still do that. I might still do that. Because we all get busy from time to time, yeah? I mean, some of us are busy all the time. There's quite a few guys and girls here that are not here. Uh, Underground Outlaw Federation, not here. Kyle Riles, I think his name, not here. There's quite a few conspiracy. There's quite a few that are not here tonight, probably because they're busy, and that's fine. And that's probably why I will do the solo video explaining like I'm not here for a week doesn't mean I've gone off the grid, because now I can do the live videos and they go right up on the channel straight away. Great. Yeah, like I say, I mean, we can't always be here all the time, you know? Conspiracy trifecta. Even Dave goes away for a week. Well, yeah, but Dave has 22,000 subscribers. Uh, so yeah, he's got a massive fan base. I don't have that yet. So yeah, they're gonna wait for McRae to come back. And even if, when you think McRae has 22,000 subscribers, the most he's ever had in a live stream out of those 22,000 subscribers, the most he's ever had is like 300, I think. And that was for a Halloween chat. 22,000. Think about that. 22,000 subscribers. And only 300 turned up. The maximum could have been just over, could have been just under. That's the most people Dave had in a live stream. And he was talking Halloween. David Wyatt, welcome back, David. His view ratio isn't great anymore. I think it's because of how long the streams are. Yeah, he tries to stick to 90 minutes on, what is it, Tuesdays, Thursday, and Friday. And Monday nights, two dudes and some bullshit can go on for over 3 hours. But it could be, David. That could be the reason. Especially when it comes to two dudes, because that can last a long time. Conspiracy Trifecta says, yeah, most of these subs can't watch that long of a stream. It's the way it goes. Yeah. Conspiracy, probably why his views have taken a dip. Could be. It could be. I'm not here to argue that one. Yeah, maybe so. But that's his channel. It's his business. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I do miss coming home and seeing a Dave video was uploaded. Yeah, the standalone videos. Yeah, me too. The hate mail, the first ever hate mail video he did. The Halloween petition video he did. 8 out of 10. The Dave McRae 8 out of 10. The standalone video was awesome. Hey, Candom Knots joined the chat. Hi and hello. Hello to you, Candom. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Candom Knots says, live streams don't hit the same way the recorded videos would. Maybe, but I don't do many. Well, I haven't done a recorded video for a very long time because my upload speed is crap. If I want to do a 15-minute video, it could take 4 hours to upload. That's why at the moment I'm not doing them, but there will be. And like I said just a second ago, I want to go back. I want to do at least one. There will be more, but I want to do one more just to let you guys know that if I'm gone for 1 week, doesn't mean I'm gone forever. Ken Nutt says, talking about Dave. Are you talking about McRae? Live streams don't hit the same way the recorded videos would. Yeah. I preferred the pre-recorded videos too. Conspiracy Trifecta says, some of your streams have more views than you have subs. Yeah, they do. I think still the most views I've ever had is drinking Omega cider for the first time. And a live stream that I did a couple of weeks ago got, I think, about 600 views. I'm not too sure. But up until then, it was me trying out a cider that I've never drank before. And this was before the apocalypse. Camden Knott says, when it was pre-recorded, the Two Dude show would seem more like an event. That was pre-recorded when it began? I never knew that. I always thought that was a live show. Because start again. When it was pre-recorded, the Two Do show would seem more like an event because it was being live was like a gimmick. Now everything's live. Well, what I say to that, Candom, is it's easier to do. I mean, if you watch my videos, there's no editing. There's no funny. Well, I did try to make my thumbnails look a little bit better, but there's no glitz and glamour here at Movie Chat. More what you see is what you get, and you know. So yeah, everything is live now. It's easier to do, Camden. It's easier to do, and you know your video is going to go right up there on the stream. You haven't got to wait 4 hours for it to upload. Conspiracy Trifecta says cider chat and more. Yeah, I did that before the apocalypse. That was that 2018, 2019? Could be 28. Can't remember, but it is up on my channel. Candle Nut says, I meant when Dave would do pre-recorded, the Two Dude show would seem more like an event. I messaged Tony about it and haven't got a reply yet. I meant when Dave would do a pre-recorded, the Two Dude show would seem more. Oh, right, the pre-recorded one. So when Two Dudes came on, that seemed more like an event. I'm with you now, Candom. Yeah. So Two Dudes was always live. I thought it was. Yeah. And now Dave has 3 shows a week. But now he's in post-production of It's Me, Billy. Those shows are coming down. Candle Night. I messaged Tony about it. I haven't got a reply yet. What did you message Tony about? If you're talking about Pamela Voorhees' tombstone, you won't get a reply. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I don't even get the point of two dudes now, really. Well, I still enjoy it. Sometimes, depending on what movie they're watching. Depending on what movie they're watching. Camden Knott says, I message Tony, I bet he loves that name, about you guys doing a debate like you wanted me to. Oh, that. Thank you, Camden. Thank you. I totally forgot. He won't do that. He won't. He won't do that. He's above that. Conspiracy Trifecta says, now that Dave has a live show. All right, yeah, okay, so you don't see the point of two dudes because Dave has McRae live. Well, two dudes is him and Tony, and McRae live is just him and sometimes a guest every now and then. But I do prefer McRae live. Big shock, yeah? Tony Michael won't do that. Can or not, I really appreciate it, but Tony Michael won't do that. And even if he did, it would be some kind of elaborate YouTube together video, and I haven't got a fucking clue how to do that. So, Canon Art says Tony should come back to YouTube because I've never seen his vids. He might. I think you'll have to ask Tony about that. I don't. He might. He might do one day. Conspiracy Trifecta says, were they Dave level quality? All right, you're talking to Canham about the Tony Michaels videos. My opinion, from what I've seen and what I saw, you're asking, Conspiracy Trifecta says, I'm asking anyone who knows. All I saw was Tony Michael doing photo shoots in very, very luxurious places and showing off his memorabilia. And he has every right to do that. But he doesn't have every right to have the Halloween 4 vinyl, the Halloween 4 soundtrack on vinyl and say, hey guys, this record is worth more than all of your Halloween collections put together. So when I saw that and a video he did when he's talking about, I've even reached out to Dave McRae, I thought, McRae's never going to have you as a co-host. Look what happened. Camden Knott says, I've just said I never seen them, so you shouldn't ask me. Okay. Mac. Whoa, Underground Outlaw Federation. Welcome to the chat, Underground. Can already tell you're up to no good. Mac, I just asked my wife. Yep, okay. Welcome to the chat, Underground. Yeah, don't worry, he's gone. He's gone. Could be back, but he's gone for now. Yep. He's gone for now. Anyway, guys, 2 hours and 40 Underground Outlaw Federation. So wish you were here earlier, but you're busy. You could be busy. You could be doing something else, you know? He's already back in shore. He's back. I can't see. I can't see it. Underground Outlaw Federation. I'm coming to the end of the stream. I've been going 2 hours and 45 minutes. But you've been busy, probably. You've had other stuff to do. And that's fine. But I am going to be here. I'm going to make a conspiracy trifecta. You're leaving soon. Yeah, I am in the next 5 minutes. I really appreciate you guys who've tuning in and the questions, and the Friday the 13th questions were fantastic. Yeah, it's 3:45 a.m. here in the UK. But yeah, I think I will have to make a standalone video. Underground Outlaw Federation trolls are shit. They are total pieces of shit. I will have to make a standalone video, and hopefully you guys subscribe if you haven't already. I think you have. If I don't make a video in a week, doesn't mean I'm gone. I will be back. I'll be back. I will be back. Okay, let's call it a day right there. Camden Knot. Wait a minute. Tiny Tony will be going down. Going down. Okay. David White, Conspiracy Trifecta, Underground Outlaw Federation, Camden Knot, Aurora. Anybody else who's been here, if I've forgotten to mention you, I apologize for that. This is the end of this stream. Michael Myers and Jason Chat. And I will see you guys all very soon. Probably, if not live, in a stand-alone pre-recorded video. Just to let you guys know that I'm still here. If I'm gone for a week, it doesn't mean I'm gone forever. So, yep, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all again very soon, either in a pre-recorded video or maybe a live video. We'll see. Cheers, guys.